Welcome to your first video for conceptual physics. This is Mrs. Reiki,
And this is Mrs. Kane.
and we're going to be covering sections 1.0, which is the introduction, through 1.2. So this is chapter 1, the first couple of sections.
And as we're going through these sections, you're going to need to have your notes out in front of you, and you'll be filling in the blanks from what you see in the PowerPoint to what's in your notes.
So chapter 1 is about science, and for each chapter you're going to see something called the big idea. And in your notes, this is the first thing that you're going to fill in on that line right there at the top of the page. Science is the study of nature's rules. And if you need more time to write, hit the pause button.
And we'll just keep going. So for our intro, we just said that science is about rules and following those rules. And we are enriching our lives to understand the connections between things. It adds richness to the way that we see our world, just like how practicing a sport or studying a sport a little bit more helps us to appreciate that sport. The same thing happens with science, and that the more we study our natural world, the more we appreciate it.
So even if you're not going to be a physicist, it hopefully will help you, studying physics a little bit will help you appreciate and see some of the beauty that's in the world around us a little bit more fully. Science really began before people began writing things down, before recorded history. Early cavemen watched the stars, the weather. And why was that important? Because they looked for patterns, and when they saw patterns, they could make predictions. When should we plant our crops? When does the dry season come? When will the rainy season come? So that really is what a lot of science is about, is looking for patterns so that we can make predictions.
And then there's a blank in your notes that asks the question, what is science? And you guys are going to take a second to write down what you think science is. And then in a moment, we'll give you what we think the real definition of it is.
I don't know. It's the real definition. It's the book definition.
Right, that's true. That's true.
So
right, yours doesn't mean that yours is wrong.
So we're defining science as the facts, the body of knowledge about the workings of nature, but also just as important and maybe more important, it's the methods used to find out and discover those facts and patterns. So science is not just a bunch of facts in a book, but science is ongoing all the time around the world, and that's how science is done is a big part of what it is. So we say that science is a way of thinking and the body of knowledge that is attained from the processes of science.
In other words, it's organized curiosity, and curiosity is a wonderful thing. Most scientists just ask themselves how something happens, why it's happening, what is making it happening, and their curiosity is fueling them to answer these questions.